Greetings everyone, Craig Hester here with the Detente Watch Group, the official authorized distributors of Sturmanskie in North America. Today we are talking about 3 styles of Sturmanskie watch, 2 from the Gagarin collection and 1 from the Open Space collection. For those of you who are familiar with Sturmanskie, which translates as navigator from the Russian, you know that the brand is steeped in Soviet and Russian space exploration. The watch that you're looking at right here is the current commemorative edition of the original Gagarin Sturmanskie watch. There's only one brand in the world that holds the distinction of being the first watch in space, and that is Sturmanskie. It is an unbroken line from the original Polyot, which moved the brand over to Volmax, the current owners, when Polyot folded a few years back, or were also referred to as the first Moscow watch factory. In fact, you can see on the watch here, this is the original Sturmanskie logo set up here, and this first Moscow watch factory, Kirova. And you can see that this is the original Sturmanskie imagery for the logo. It's changed a great deal over the years as it's been updated. You can see it here on the warranty card that comes with the watch. Sturmanskie is the only company in the world that is authorized to use the likeness and name of Yuri Gagarin in association with the watch. And why is that? Well, again, on April 12, 1961, when Yuri Gagarin became the first human to go into space, he was wearing a simple Sturmanskie watch that was actually awarded to him when he graduated from Air Force Flight School in 1957. The interesting thing for me is that it wasn't a watch that was picked, unlike Omega was actually the watch that was chosen to be the first watch to go into space, to go into the moon. They chose that watch, and there was actually a whole marketing campaign built around it. This just happened to be the watch that Yuri Gagarin was wearing when he went into space that day. It was his personal watch that he had received upon graduating flight school. It was a simple 15-jewel manual wind watch, at the time 36 millimeters, which is small by today's standards. This commemorative edition is actually 40 millimeters, which is not a large watch by any means, but 36 is a little small for today's watch wearer, so Sturmanskie has changed them to 40 millimeters. Roughly about 10 or 11 millimeters thick. And again, you've got the sculpted case back with Yuri Gagarin's image on the back, noting the historical importance of the watch. It is a limited edition of 999 pieces. This has the 17-jewel Polyot 2609 movement in it, and Volmax currently is the only company that still has stock of the 2609 movements. Of the original being 15 jewel, there's actually some argument about that. Some people believe it may have been a 17 jewel, but most people think the original one was a 15 jewel movement. This being 17, still manual wind. Beautiful sweep on this. And again, the original logo on there. The beige is currently the one that would arguably be the closest to the original watch that Yuri Gagarin wore, which was white. It had a white dial. And again, it was his personal timepiece. It performed flawlessly in space. It is currently at the Cosmonaut Museum in Moscow. So it's just a fascinating story here. This is a chance to really, truly own, I know this is an overused phrase, but to truly own a piece of history, because you can't own a watch built by any other company that can claim to be the first watch in space, because Sturmanskie is the only one. Again, 40 millimeters here. It's got a mineral crystal, original strap, and again, the etched back, a deeply etched, almost bas-relief of Gagarin on the back. In most aspects, the hands, the sweep, the markings on the dial, it looks quite similar to the original Gagarin watch. Now, of course, the original wouldn't have had Yuri Gagarin's image stamped on the back. So that is the Yuri Gagarin commemorative edition from Sturmanskie. Now I'm going to move on. One of the things they've done in recent history is come out with a Gagarin Sport collection. Obviously, this does not have anything directly related to the original Gagarin watch. It's just a chance to do something different, to add a more sporty aspect to the collection. In this particular model, by the way, all three models today have Russian movements in them. It is the 2432 movement. And that movement, actually made by Vostok, gives you a secondary time zone. And you actually use the secondary time zone by rotating an internal bezel. And the really cool thing about this one is the internal bezel has actually got a screw down crown. So once you put it in the position you want it, it stays there. And then in the center, you've also got a screw down crown here. You have the Earth rotating as the day progresses. And that is to be representative of Gagarin's orbit around the Earth. Now, there's also a blue version of this, and people tend to gravitate towards that one more, but I really like the black on this because the globe being blue in the center really pops in this particular version. This is a 45 millimeter watch, obviously considerably larger than the original Gagarin. The case back etched with the globe, Sturmanskie. This is also a limited edition of only 2,000 pieces. Surgical grade stainless steel on this one. The other Gagarin we were looking at is the titanium. This is in surgical grade stainless steel. Let's see if I can get that focused better. There we go. Just a beautiful dial, dual time movement. Beautiful Cabochon on, I believe that's enamel inlaid in both of these, in both of the crowns. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I do believe that's enamel inlaid in there. So this is from the Gagarin Sport Collection, again with the 32 jewel 2432 movement from Vostok. And then the other watch we're going to be talking about today, this watch actually celebrates the 1965 extravehicular activity or spacewalk of Alexei Leonov. He wore a Strela watch made by the first Moscow watch factory at the time. Now, it was very different than this watch. Again, this is just, you know, it's evoking that history. It is speaking to the, as a commemoration of it. This is not intended to look like or be an actual direct homage or commemorative edition. It's from the Open Space Collection, which again celebrates Alexei Leonov's spacewalk and other achievements of Soviet and Russian cosmonauts. The main feature of this watch is this is a true 24-hour military timepiece. When I say that, I want to be absolutely clear that you understand the hour hand on this watch, it only goes around the dial once every 24 hours. You need to be comfortable with military timekeeping if you're going to wear this watch, because this is a true military timepiece. I believe this one, I think it's a 42. It's between a 40 and a 42. Again, mineral crystal, surgical grade stainless steel, screw-in case back for 5 ATM. But the big story on this, well, it is a Vostok movement, the 2431 automatic, and I didn't mention that on the other dual time Sturmanskie. These are both automatics made by the Vostok company of Chistopol, Russia. To be clear, do not confuse that with Vostok Europe. That is a different company. And this is a true military 24-hour timekeeping watch. Again, Sturmanskie, steeped in the history of Russian space exploration, also naval exploration and seafaring and so forth, but that's a conversation for another video. These are three of the iconic watches from Sturmanskie's space collections. Great things, great pieces to add to your collection. I'm Craig Hester with the Detente Watch Group. Keep watching.